Hey everyone, before we begin, I just would like to give a heartfelt bow to our princess. I hope the directors will do her send-off justice in episode 9. Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher, and thank you for giving us all a piece of hope.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Alrighty, sorry to start things off on that somber tone, so let's get to today's video. There's one scene in The Last Jedi that I know has caused a lot of mixed views over the internet, and it's about Leia's Force powers. Near the first quarter of the film, Leia's ship is bombed and she is sent flying out into space, where we see her majestically float in the quietness of the galaxy with an emotional sad song playing as the camera zooms in on her face. As it begins to freeze while she's exposed to the vacuum of space itself, I remember seeing this scene for the first time and thinking, oh, so this is how they're going to do it. This is how they're going to do Carrie's send-off. It was kind of fast and unexpected, but as I continued to watch, she opened her eyes and I knew that this wasn't the end. While I know it's just a movie, there were so many flaws going back and forth in my mind at this scene, because we have never seen, at least in the films, how a Force bubble is created. And it led me to wonder how many regular viewers are just completely confused by this. Anyways, she reaches out and seemingly flies back to the ship. It was confusing, we've never seen Leia use her dormant Force powers before, so here's what Rian Johnson had to say about it in an interview. That was something Kathy Kennedy was always asking. Why has this never manifested in Leia? She obviously made a choice because in Return of the Jedi, Luke tells her, you have that power too. I like the idea that it's not Luke concentrating, reaching out for the lightsaber. It's an instinctual survival thing, like when you hear stories of a parent whose toddler is caught under a car and they get superhuman strength, or a drowning person clawing their way to the surface. It's basically just her not being done with the fight yet. I wanted it to happen for Carrie, and I knew it was going to be a stretch. It's a big moment, and I'm sure it will land different ways for different people, but for me, it felt like a really emotionally satisfying thing to see. So, right here, we can see it was Kathleen Kennedy's idea to have Leia use her dormant abilities that obviously ran through her Skywalker bloodline. Now, in times of extreme shock or adrenaline, people have been known to perform unimaginable feats of strength. So, in a Jedi's world, in Star Wars, this, I guess, was her way of using those instinctual powers and force pulling herself to the ship and back to safety. She didn't so much as fly to the ship, rather pulled herself to it, kind of the opposite of a force push. The main flaw I have with this scene is something kind of unrelated. It's how when she arrives to the door, there's no seal-off to prevent them from all being sucked into the vacuum of space. I guess we can assume the ship was equipped with some vacuum calibration device to hold off the suction for enough time for Leia to get in. Either way, I hope that answers this question that I know many have been wondering about, so let me know. Do you think that this scene made sense for Leia, or was it just something thrown in there that shouldn't have happened? I think it was kind of cool that we got to see Leia's powers. However, it was just different, as we've never seen that Force power used before. But I guess that's what the progression of the Jedi and Star Wars is all about. Now, my question to you is, I'm working on a new fanfiction regarding The Last Jedi. I'm going to write it in the way that I would have wanted things to go, and I'm trying to learn animation myself. I know many of you here think that there's a team behind Star Wars Theory, but it's really just been me since day one. Now, if I can't find someone to animate it with simple graphics, then I'll try to do something like my other fanfictions, and I hope you're okay with that. I hope you're all having an awesome day, and I will see you in the next episode of Star Wars Theory. Until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember,
The Force will be with you always.